Director of Development for Get in Shape for Women. Thank you so much. And today we're going to be going through our live career and franchise opportunity webinar. So without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to focus this webinar into 3 parts today. The first section is going to be how to lose 12 to 30 pounds in 12 weeks or less. This is our value proposition. This is what we do well. This is what we're known for. Is transformation. So we're going to really teach you how to create transformation. The next part is how to turn the passion for health and fitness into a meaningful career. And then our third section of the webinar is opening your own franchise. It'll be franchise opportunities. So that's how we'll focus today's webinar. But before we start any of that, what we're going to do today is we're going to start with a positive focus. And now we start off all of our meetings with positive focus. It doesn't matter if it's our Monday morning meeting or our annual convention that has all managers and owners there. The reason that we do this is because we understand the importance of positivity in a meeting. And by starting off with positive focus, you're allowing positivity to flow through the meeting, and with positivity comes creativity. So negativity and creativity can't live in the same mindset, but positivity will help to grow and harvest more creativity. So we'll start off, we start off all of our meetings with a positive focus. Now, I suggest to you to please write into me your positive focus or say it out loud, or if you're watching this with somebody, exchange positive focus with the person you're watching this with. That's really just getting that positive message out into the air is really important. So I'll give you both a professional and a personal positive focus to start today. So professionally, it's been a crazy summer. So that is it's unbelievable the summer is coming to a close. But professionally and traditionally, September and October are really, really busy months in fitness. So it's really exciting to be entering those months. You never want to wish away the summer, but it's always exciting to be entering those months and have people getting ramped back up again. Personally, my positive focus, I just had a really great weekend with my wife and my son and my dog this weekend. It was very low-key. We didn't have the greatest weather, but we spent a lot of time hanging out together and just getting a lot of stuff done around the house to get ready for fall. So definitely a phenomenal weekend. So yeah, like I said, please put them out into the world. Please talk about, say it out loud, write in your positive focus. I'd love to hear it. The next thing I want to talk about, guys, is our vision framework. So our vision is consistent of 3 different sections. First, our purpose, then our core values, and then our current mission. So our purpose is what we came up with. And everybody has a purpose. Every organization has a purpose. But when you define the purpose and you put it on a paper and you put that purpose out to the world, what you're doing is you're really allowing yourself to say that this is every goal and everything that we do in our organization is focused back on this, is focused back on our purpose. Our purpose is 6 simple words: to empower women through body transformation. And that is a very, very exciting thing for us to do. So everything we do and every decision we make, every workout we devise, every new sales technique we try, the reason that we do that is because our goal and our purpose is to empower women through body transformation. And that's the message that we put out there, and that's the message that we're constantly trying to achieve. Now, our core values we put out as, we put this out to the world because we want everybody to know what our core values are and who we are and what we believe in and why we do what we do. And 2 things happen. It really attracts people who have the exact same core values as we do. It attracts them, the people who have the same core, base. What it also does is that it repels people who don't share our core values. Now, I'm not saying that people who don't share our core values are bad people, but they probably wouldn't do well in this organization. So, by putting our core values out in the world, we're going to, really attract a select people who want to be part of this adventure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of read through our core values, interject a little bit here and there, but really just getting them out there to you. So we treat our customers like family. That's really important. In order to, truly, with every family member, you're going to have the great high-fiving conversations, but then at times you're going to have the, real honest conversations. But the major reason behind every conversation and everything you do is because you love them and you want them to be successful and you want them to do, to be able to take on the world. And we love our customers and we want to treat them like we would our family. So we'll high-five the great times and be there during the tougher times as well. We have a passion for health and fitness. I think that goes without saying, or we wouldn't be in this role. We believe in the power of positivity, and this is, like I said, we start every meeting off with our positive focus. And we interject positivity throughout every portion of our day-to-day life in an organization. We wow our customers by exceeding expectations. We under-promise and we over-deliver. And that's really important to make sure that you're doing that. We check our egos at the door. Now, this one's really important because if you have an ego, that means that you know everything there is to know about that certain topic that you're speaking of. And it also means that you're not open to learning anymore. So if you're able to remove your ego, check it at the door, you're going to open your mind up for more learning, to understand that you can learn from different aspects of your business and to really grow your business and your organization. We're continually learning. We devour business books here. We're constantly making sure that we're up to date on the newest things in fitness and nutrition and business. We don't quickly make moves unless we know everything there is to know about a topic. So we're constantly learning and continually learning. We believe in honest and open communication. We remove all dishonesty out of the air. We clear that from the air, and what it allows is a open communication between us and the franchisees and their clients, and it allows them to really speak and get our message out there and in the most honest way possible. We believe accountability leads to success. It's one of our 4 components of our model, and we understand you need to be held accountable, and we need to hold you accountable, and you need to hold us accountable for all of us to be successful. And we love what we do. We always joke about none of us go to work every day because we love it so much. And what we're doing is real meaningful work, and that's I think some of the best stuff we're doing is we're doing really meaningful work, which really helps with that core value of loving what we do. And the last part of our vision, guys, is our mission. This mission is to open 500 locations by the year 2024 by developing the best fitness franchise model in the world. Right now we are at 87 locations, but we have the growth strategies put into place. We know how we're going to do it. We'll discuss that a little bit later on when we get into our franchise opportunity section. But yeah, we know that we can reach this goal. It's lofty, but we know we can hit it. So body transformation, that is what we do. That's the value we bring to this world. That's our sandbox that we play in. We do it better than anybody else out there. And how do we do it is through the 4 components of weight training, cardio, nutrition, and accountability. So start with weight training. Weight training is really important. There's multiple reasons to weight train, but one of them being you increase your lean body mass. By increasing your lean body mass, putting on more muscle, you're going to help to increase your resting metabolism. So Somebody who puts on 5 extra pounds of muscle is going to be burning 200 calories extra per day as opposed to the person who doesn't do that. Other reasons for weight training: balance and stability, core strength, bone density. There's so many different reasons that people should be strength training and weight training. It's crazy, and it's really important to be doing that. So especially as we get older, we should be weight training more. Cardio. Now this is your major caloric burn. We do 25 minutes of high intensity interval training. What does that mean? Is that we're going to be doing intervals of, for example, we switch it up week to week, but for example, 1 week you may be doing 2 minutes of steady state, which means that you're just slightly above comfortable, and then 1 all-out minute of an interval at full number 10 on your perceived exertion chart, and just going at it as hard as you could possibly go for that 1 minute, and then going back to your steady state. What that does is it's the most efficient way of burning calories. So you're going to burn calories in a much more efficient and quicker way than you would just doing a 25-minute normal run. It's also going to help increase fat burn, and it's going to help with an afterburn as well. So you're going to continually burn calories, especially if you fuel properly, as you for the next hour or so after your workout. Now, nutrition, your fuel. This is the key to our one. This is maybe the most important component in our 4 components. You can't work off a bad diet, and we're not registered dietitians and nutritionists, so we're not going to prescribe a diet to you. But what we are going to do is we're going to help you to re-teach yourself how to eat again. Our nutrition is consistent of eating 1,300 to 1,600 calories per day. Minimum 100 grams of protein. You need protein, and when we know that you're getting a minimum of 100 grams, we know that you're going to be eating good quality food in that 1,300 to 1,600 calories a day that you're eating. You're not going to just be eating 1,600 calories of funnel cake, for example, and that's how you're going to get your calories in. So 100 grams of protein minimum, 64 ounces of water minimum per day, eating every 2 to 3 hours, so eating 6 times a day, and then 1 free day. In that 1 free day, do what you want. We don't care. Eat 2 pizzas and drink a bottle of wine and a bag of chips. We don't care. Just have at it. That's you earned it, and that's what you should be doing. It's going to also help with cheating throughout the week, so you're not going to get off your 1,300 to 1,600 calories. You're not going to leave your blueprint. And the other thing, the one thing we'll find out is that as your body becomes accustomed to good quality whole foods, it's not going to want the pizza and the bottle of wine, and it's not going to want that bag of chips and the Taco Bell. It's going to want better foods because your body is going to really, really start to crave those good quality foods when it starts to get them in their system. And accountability. Got to hold yourself accountable. We help to hold you accountable. We do this through weekly weigh-ins. We do this through motivation. We do this through having those hard conversations. We help to manage your behavior through the nutrition blueprint and going through our nutrition process. Making sure you're hitting your number 10s on your rates of perceived exertion and really crushing your workouts. That's how we help you hold you accountable. The workout of the week is something we do that we send off every week. So we'll develop the workout for you so your trainers can coach form and coach cardio and talk about nutrition. And then the workout of the week is a systematic strength training workout using a lot of different functional strength training, stability training, kettlebells, dumbbells. We have a couple of machines, body weight training. So really great. You're using a lot of multiple muscle groups while you're doing the workout. It's just a phenomenal workout. You really get a great burn from. So that's the first section of our webinar, how to lose those 12 to 30 pounds in 12 weeks or less. The next section is how to turn that passion into a meaningful career. So the current opportunities we have are manager, full-time trainer, and part-time trainer. These are the opportunities that at every Get in Shape for Women. So what you want to do is go to our website, www.getinshapeforwomen.com/careers, and you can choose you can upload all your information. You can upload your resume and cover letter, and then you can choose your desired position and your preferred location. So if there's a studio that's nearby you, go ahead and put that studio in, or put a couple studios that are around you. Or if there aren't any studios near you yet, put that in as well. And what that does is allows us to know where there's talent around the country. So when we have people who are signing up, when people are coming on as franchisees, we can let them know where some talent is around the country. So if you're in Parker, Colorado, I may have a franchisee who's looking in Colorado, so I can point them in that direction and be like, hey, I already have talent there for you in Parker, Colorado. So just make sure that you upload that location as well. These are locations we currently have. These are the states we currently have locations in. I apologize. So you can get a look. Take a look. We're going to fill up this entire map soon. So keep your eyes peeled as we add on more and more states. So that is the second part. Now the third part is the franchise opportunity. And we'll get into this, and we'll dig a little bit more into that process, into learning more about that. So this flow chart represents the flow of starting up your own Get in Shape for Women franchise. Currently, you're on the webinar. After today, we're going to set up a phone call. So you can go ahead and get ready to set up an initial phone call with me, and we're going to discuss any questions you had on this webinar, and also discuss next steps in setting out and becoming a Get in Shape for Women franchisee. After that, we're going to have you come to Discovery Day. Discovery Day we have every month. In fact, take out your calendars now. Go to your Outlook now. Go to your iMac, your iCal now, and circle August 28th from 10 to 3. Put that in big red circle around it. 10 to 3, fill out Get in Shape for Women Discovery Day. You'll be at our it will be at our corporate office in Needham, Mass. And this is the day we get to meet you. You get to meet us. You get to learn as much as you possibly can learn about Get in Shape for Women. You meet our entire team, and it's a really great day of just really digging into everything there is to know about the franchise opportunity. After Discovery Day, we'll hold territories for you during your FDD disclosure period. So we'll give you the FDD the day of the at Discovery Day, and then we'll hold territories and help you start doing the demos and searching for those territories. After you sign the FDD, you'll then get the new franchisee checklist. We'll start the site selection process. We'll get letters of intent out to landlord. We'll help you during your lease negotiation. We can't negotiate it for you, but we'll help you as much as we possibly can during this process. We'll build floor plans for you. We'll give you best practices for hiring your contractor and getting your build-out started. We'll give you the construction manual for your build-out. At that time, you'll then hire your team. You'll go through franchise school, which is a really great support tool and learning tool. It's at our corporate office. It's a full week, 9 to 5 of intensive franchise training. Then you'll go through your grand opening. After your grand opening, the first 1 or 2 days after your grand opening, you'll have your first site visit. And then we'll do continuous support, and we'll get more into support later on during this presentation, so I won't get into it much now. After your first year, we can take a look at where you're currently standing, and we'll start looking at a second studio for you. So one of the other opportunities that I want to talk to you about, and again, I won't dig too much in this opportunity. We can save this for our phone call, but we currently have an area representative opportunity, and you can see we have 15 area reps. 2 of the area reps are already sold, so there are 13 opportunities still available for you to become a a franchisee was getting, an area rep was getting Shape for Women. We will get more into that. Basically, an area rep is in charge of a territory. They'll run their own territory. They'll run their own studio and be incentivized, and be, responsible for helping to support and sell more studios in their territory. So you can take a look at that, and we'll discuss this more on the call. So make sure you set up the call to discuss this. So I want to get into how those revenue streams come. So you saw that number before. So let's talk about where those revenue streams come from. New sales. When you're opening your studio, this is your biggest form of revenue. All the new sales, anybody who's coming to the studio who's never been with you before, you're putting them through the sales process, and they're signing on as a new client. All new clients have an opportunity to upgrade to a bigger package. So they can go from a 3-month to a 6-month or 12-month, or a 6-month to a 12-month. And what they do is they'll be able to get a discount on their upgrade within the first 30 days of signing up. Renewals. As you become more mature, you have more people on board, renewals is going to become a massive section of your revenue stream. Protein sales. It's a definite revenue producing stream. It's not the biggest thing by far, but it's important to sell protein because you want to make sure those women are getting their protein, meeting that 100 grams, getting their calories that way, because it's really important to help stick with the accountability in the nutrition blueprint. Athletic clothing line, that's something that we are working on currently. We're working with some vendors to put together an athletic clothing line that will be like a similar quality to a Lululemon, but it will be private labeled, and it will have just really nice, nothing too big, but just concealed Get in Shape for Women marketing on it. So one of the things I talked to you about in the flow chart was the support, and I will honestly say that I can't think of many other franchises who give more support to their franchisees than Get in Shape for Women. This is just a small snapshot of the support that we give. So franchise school, I talked to you about that a little bit. Full week at our corporate office, really, really phenomenal tool. But a little bit like drinking from a water hose. So there's also weekly owner calls to help to distill some of that information. We'll do new owner calls all with you as well, again, helping to distill that information. Weekly support calls. We have monthly coaching calls, which is with our CEO and our president every month, where they'll go through part of the 12 modules. We'll get into that a little bit later on too. Quarterly coaching workshops. So that's at a location you'll come to, and you'll go through training on things that we're focusing on for that quarter. And then our annual convention is a 2-day event. It's normally in February. It's going to be in February this year, and it's a really, really great event that we end off everything with a nice dinner at the end of it all to kind of like congratulate you for getting through another year. Other form of support that we offer is our business development coaching. This is really important. We know that at the franchisor, we're in the business of coaching businesses. That's what we do. So we help you. We help to coach you and support you as you're opening and running your business. We also understand that you can grow 10 times. You can grow 10x. Everybody has that capability. So our goal is to help you understand that you have that ability to grow 10 times. So we have a bunch of tools that we'll work with you on. One of the tools that we use is our 10x Future. I've done this. It's intimidating to do it first. You start at the bottom, writing where you are now, and you grow yourself 10 times. It is intimidating. It really is. It's nerve-wracking to put that stuff, especially in the top. But what it does is it empowers you to know that it is possible. It shows you that you can do it, and it motivates you to get yourself together to reach those goals. So it's really, really powerful exercise. All of us in the corporate office have done it. A lot of fun. A lot of fun to do this. Again, nerve-wracking at times too. So our Get in Shape, our 12 modules are our system. And this is how we run our Get in Shape for Women. And weekly we go through, especially with those weekly owner calls, we go through these 12 modules. You learn these 12 modules at franchise school. We break them down in the weekly owners call. We'll go through one a week, or at the monthly we'll focus on one, or the quarterly we'll focus on these. And we'll really focus breaking down each one of these things. Now these are really important because this is how we run our business. And like this is our system to make sure every franchise has a system. This is a system that's 100%. It's foolproof. It works 100% of the time as long as you work with it and instill it into your day-to-day. So let's get now we can learn a little bit more about. We went through that whole process of learning more about the franchise. Let's learn a little bit about the operations in the startup. So startup costs. We have it ranging between $50,000 to $200,000. A lot is built into that. Looking at some of the major areas you'll be spending your money, the build out. We have some landlords who will do the build out for free. Well, not for free. We have landlords who will do it for you and then build it into your rent. And then we have some landlords who won't give anything, not even some tenant improvement money towards it. So they will then have, it will be a more expensive build out. Our equipment, part of being part of a franchise is that you get those economies of scale, and one of the economies of scale is that we get the best pricing on equipment. We also work with our big equipment suppliers to get us financing. So you may choose to pay for your equipment outright, or you may choose to finance 100% of your equipment. So that's where those costs come from. That's where the big ranges are. So you can see, you can kind of take a look at it. You can kind of get an idea of what you expect and put together a number from those costs. Sample studio expenses. This is typically a good run of what you'd be paying in a month-to-month. The one thing I won't put in here is any kind of royalty. I don't want to make any earnings claims saying that this is potentially what your royalty is going to be, because we do a percentage of weekly sales. But you can kind of get an idea. I'll show you in a little bit a chart that shows our pricing, and you can kind of put together an idea of what you can expect for revenues. Now these are financial performance representations. This is something we list in our FDD, our franchise disclosure document. This is what we can list and make any kind of earnings claims here. So you can see we do this in two parts. We do just the average of all studios that have been open for greater than 1 day. You can see the average of all the monthly revenues and the expenses, and then what the income would be after a manager's salary, or before a manager's salary, and what number of outlets attained or surpassed that number. The other section we do is our top 10% of our studios. Now this is important because these are the people you need to be aiming for. These are the people you want to be, and you want to be. Every new franchisee that we sign on, we want the franchisee to come to us and be like, I'm going to be in your top 10. I'm going to be hitting these numbers, because those are the people we want to have come on. Very driven, motivated franchisees. So these are the people you should be gunning for. You can see average monthly revenues of $39,000, average monthly operating expenses before manager salary of $20,566, and income of before manager salary of almost $250,000, $225,000. And you can see the outlets, the locations that are doing it. And there's no real, there's a couple multi-unit owners in there. There's single unit owners. There's owner operators. There's people who have managers. So it runs the gamut. There's guys and there's girls in there. So there's no secret formula. It's just that if you follow those modules, you follow the system, that's what helps to make you successful. Our hours of operation in all of our studios, minimum hours are 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. Close from 12 to 4. That's when you can get a lot of administrative stuff done. And then 4 to 8, we reopen for training. Then Saturdays 8 to 12. Now you can expand here and there as as you grow, you can add in a couple, maybe you open up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday, maybe you close at, maybe you reopen your studio doors at 3:30 and close your studio doors at 12:30, so you get a couple extra sessions here and there. You have that ability to grow as you start to fill your studio. Managers typically between 40 to 50 hours. Full-time trainers typically just shy of 40 hours, and then part-time trainers right around 15 hours to cover off the rest. Here's our training options. This is the thing I want to show you earlier on. You can get a look at this. This is all paid in full. So we're a paid in full model that helps with the accountability. But we break it down per session, so people can choose to sign up for 2 to 3, 4, 5 times a week, 6 times a week if they like. And if they do it for 3 months, it's $31 a session. 6 months, they get the discount, the quantity, the discounted down to $26 per session. The 12 month is discounted down to $21 per session. Now, with that, we use a lot of technology to track current clients, to help sign up those clients, to help to pay for those clients, for those clients to run their, to run their credit cards. So we use a technology called MindBody Online. MindBody probably has about 30 to 40,000 clients throughout the country. They're focused especially on studios like ours, and they have the technology of tracking clients, tracking leads, running your credit cards through their merchant accounts, knowing when upgrades are up, knowing when renewals are coming up, and doing all that process. So this technology is a really great resource. It's a web-based CRM, for lack of a better term, that we really like and enjoy working with. Now, let's get into the startup process. We talked a little bit about the startup costs, but one of the biggest part of it is, where are you putting your studio? Now, we use a bunch of different technologies and techniques to do demographic research. One of the first things that we always start with, and one of the first things that we tell you to do as well, is go on a website called zipwho.com. You can start playing and finding out some information. The two biggest demographic things that we look at is median income and population. We want a good, strong, high median income and good, high population as well. We don't need a $200,000 a year in median income that only has 1,000 people living in the town, because you're not getting a good sample size of people. But somewhere like a Scarsdale, New York, has 120,000 median income with a population of 38,000. That's just great, because 38,000, you have a minimum of 16,000 women typically there. 16,000 women, it takes you about 150 women to fill your studio. So you got the numbers working for you in your favor. We use a lot of different technologies and companies, and just good old-fashioned networking to find locations. We use websites like LoopNet and CoStar and Craigslist to find available locations. Plus, I have a network of local brokers from around the country, commercial brokers, who I work with, and are constantly sending me updates for new locations. So we'll help to find you your location that way. This is an example of a location that's listed on LoopNet. Our studios are between 700 and 1,200 square feet, with about 1,000 square feet being the 1,000 to 1,100 being a real perfect spot. This location in Great Neck, New York, 1,100 square feet, strip center. We're looking for parking. We're looking for great anchors. Those are the big things we start to look for when we look at these studios and look at locations. And then we'll start digging deeper. It's another web-based software that we use to help to do the research for the location. So you can see we've created a 1, 2, and 3 mile ring around that location in 164 Northern Boulevard. And then we start digging into the demo and the income profiles. And you can see here, 3 mile radius, 191,000 people in that 3 mile radius. You have over 8,000 households making over over almost 9,000 households making over $200,000 a year. The median household income is $82,000. These are really strong numbers and a really great location to potentially open up your studio. We'll build a sample floor plan for you. You saw floor plans on the flow chart. This is an example of actually our Santa Rosa floor plan, and we created this. And if you go to Santa Rosa, this is what their studio looks like now. This example of one of our quarterly meetings, just kind of give you some ideas of how it looks at one of our quarterly meetings, just doing a lot of roundtables, panel discussions, and stuff like that. A list of awards we give out at all of our meetings. Monthly we give out first place trophy, same with quarterly. And then the annual, the first place trophy, the franchise of the year gets a trophy, and then you also give out trophies to all top 10 franchises, and we give out the multi-unit owner of the year and the most improved franchisee of the year. Some accolades that we're very proud of. We've been listed in the Franchise 500 for the last 5 years, and the Inc. 5000 for the last 4 years. So really proud of those accomplishments. Great books, guys. Take a look at some of these books. Really great business books. Like I told you, we devour books here, and some really great information comes out of these books. I mean, Good to Great, it's a classic. Good is the enemy of great is one of the the takeaways from that, and how to teach you how to be a great company. Mastering the Rockefeller Habits, we use it every day of our life to run this business. So just really great books for you to take a look at. Now, initial phone call. I'm going to put this information up at the end of the broadcast as well. Let's schedule the first call, guys. You have questions, I guarantee it, from this webinar. So let's schedule our first call and get ready to talk about and answer those questions and talk about next steps. Discovery Day, like I told you, take out your calendar. Big red circle. Big circle around August 28th. Block out 10 to 3. Say, Get in Shape Women Discovery Day at the corporate office in Needham, Mass. So I want to open up the floor here for you guys to ask some questions. We'd love to just be able to, I'd love to be able to answer some questions now. I told you I'd get you out by 12:45, so go ahead and send in some questions, and I can start answering those for you now. And then when we have our initial phone call, we can start digging a little bit deeper. So we'll take the next handful of minutes to really ask some questions. So go ahead. All right, first question. Do I need a fitness background to open a studio? No. Fitness background is a plus, but you don't need a fitness background. That's part of, again, we want you to have a passion for health and fitness. You got to have, a good, strong, business background. We want to make sure that you're motivated to be there, but you don't need to have the fitness background. Part of being the franchise, we're going to give you all that training that we have. Anybody else have any questions? This question is, when are you opening your first studio in New York? Hopefully soon. We have 10 studios currently in New Jersey. New York is a great opportunity. There's 2 area rep positions, to split up New York. So there's a lot of opportunity there. So, we can definitely can't wait to get people in New York. We just got to find that right franchisee. So the next question is, do we do the hiring for you? No, we don't do the hiring of your staff. You hire your own staff. You set your rates and do all that stuff. HR is a really important aspect of this. So we're going to give you best practices. We're going to tell you the people to look for. You're going to use those core values and put them in your ads when you're hiring people, because that's really, an important aspect to make sure that you have a great team in place, because that's going to help to bolster your studio. All right, I'll take one more question, guys, so go ahead and send it out, and then we'll do final thoughts and end it up. All right, how long typically does it take from discovery day to grand opening? It's a great question. So franchising is governed by the FTC, and part of that means that we have to put together what's called a franchise disclosure document. At discovery day, you'll receive the franchise disclosure document. Then you will, at that point, you will have 15 days, so it's 14 days starting the day after you receive it, to review it. After those 14 days are up, you can then sign your franchise disclosure document. That's when we can start doing LOIs. We can start getting, information out there. We'll start site selection in that process while you're in your disclosure period, but we'll send out the letter of intent to the landlord after you sign your FTD, and then we'll start the lease negotiation. So typically, you have 15 days to sign your FTD. We'll then, so best case scenario, we'll call this in a perfect world, 15 days from discovery day, you sign your franchise disclosure document. 2 weeks after that, you're signing your lease. After you sign your lease, we want to open that studio between we can open that studio between 6 to 8 weeks. And that's our goal. Some places may take a little bit longer because of permitting and stuff like that. So our goal would be to get you, we want to have you come to discovery day, and hopefully by the end of the next quarter, by the beginning of the next quarter, or a quarter, 3 months, have your doors open and ready to go. That would be our best case scenario. That would be our goal that we look at in every time. And so once you come to discovery day, you're looking at up to about 3 months before you can open your doors. Great question. Guys, thank you so much. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about is final thoughts. So first off, write down your questions. Don't let them go away. Schedule the phone call with me. We'll answer a lot of these questions. Final thoughts today. This is something we do to wrap up all of our meetings, to kind of take away what we took from the meeting. And one thing I want to go back on is I really want to suggest you guys putting these final thoughts out there. Type them into me. Say them to somebody who you're watching with. Just say it out to the world. It's really important to kind of wrap up what you took from the meeting. One thing I want to talk to you guys about today is something I mentioned earlier when I was talking about core values. It's meaningful work. And everybody works. We all have jobs. We all do work. But the idea of doing meaningful work and actually really, really, really doing work that is important to you, there's nothing better than that. That's when it doesn't feel like going to work anymore. That's when it feels like you're fulfilling a life mission. Really focusing on the meaningful work and doing meaningful work is important, guys. So I really hope that we can help you do this meaningful work. So thank you so much, guys. Here's my information again. I'll leave this up for a couple minutes so you can write down, the information. I look forward to talking to you, and hopefully we talk this week. Thank you so much. Take care.